в мире. Даже у французов практически не было каких-то, ну, были отдельные фильмы, которые прорывались, но французская ни одна звезда не стала звездой в Голливуде. Это при их Dior, Chanel, всех брендах, которые продвигают своих актеров, и действительно очень хорошо работают, кроме их талантов, да, я уже просто беру глобальные коллаборации. Даже у них нет практически, потому что это очень сложная система, в ней становятся, ну, вот единицы, как Гильермо дель Торо или Иньярриту. И если вы заметили на Оскаре, например, они говорят за свою страну, потому что они гордятся, что вот они не только они, а страна пробилась, а это рядом страна, условно, ну, Мексика, там, я имею в виду. Поэтому у России такие же шансы, а вот теперь мы про наши корни вспомним, которые мы забываем, и будем как бы быть более уверенными в том, что все получится. И я вам желаю большой удачи, вот лично вам.
Because what you just said, remember I said, Russia and Moscow really is the father, the legitimate father of what Hollywood is trying to do today, which is realism. It happened, it began, its roots happened here. And I want to say one thing that I think is very imperative for young actors to understand, all right? I'm sure a lot of you are immensely talented and very, very gifted. We all, you know, I don't know, I could go into any high school in the world and find a genius. It's a fact. You will find a genius in almost any high school in the world. Whether or not you can create a garden for that genius to grow like a flower or a tree is another question. But there is ingenious talent in the room all the time. It blows my mind when I'm sitting on the internet every day. What I want to tell you is that you have talent, all right? Do not deny yourself of something. You have to give yourself permission to understand one thing about yourself. And you either connect to this or you don't. Part of your talent is your will. If you think that your will is arrogant, or your will is offensive, or your will is disturbing, or it's going to belittle somebody, throw that out the window. If your will is not connected to your talent, you will never drive the point across the room. You will never send a song out into the stadium. An athlete who hits the ball out of the park does so with his will, because he said, I am claiming this space. If you don't have the heart and the mind and the will to claim your space as a performer, to own this space, then what are you doing? You have to own the space. And do not ever let anyone, and this happens in the theater industry, it happens in the film industry, it happens in the television industry every day. There are people that will bully you, there will people that will be oppressive to you, they will belittle you, they will demean you, they will tell you you have no talent, you're a loser, get off the stage. Never. You own your space. You claim your space. And you do that with your will. Your will is part of your talent. Do not ever let go of your will. That's what's going to drive your performance where it should go. Many people dismiss this. Many people, out of their own humility, you have to have the will. Because somebody, not somebody, many people will tell you, you don't have the right to be on stage. You have to know in your heart you do have the right to be on stage. Because you've done the homework to be on stage. That's the point.
Давайте, вы уже задавали последний вопрос вот из зала, и мы уже, да, ну вот молодой человек очень давно тянется, а потом вот девушка там, и все, вот два последних вопроса.
By the way, I have relentless energy, so I'm not, the more questions, the happier I am. Maybe you're not, but I'm not.
Арманд, добрый день. Меня зовут Андрей, я актер. Занимаюсь по голливудской школе Ли Страсберга. Есть такой преподаватель Лола Коэн. Может быть, вы знакомы. Но это не суть важно. Я хотел бы узнать ваш какой-то такой некий секрет.
секрет.
С чего именно вы
Пахать,
начинаете
пахать. Лучший секрет.
разбирать роли? Первый шаг ваш.
Какой шаг?
Very good question. You have to read, and by that I mean truly read an author. If you do not study the author and understand number one, what is the story the author is trying to tell? Number two, what are the situations that make these characters do what they do? And once you understand the situation, what is the behavior of each of those characters within the confines of that situation? What is the specific behavior that makes that situation come alive? In other words, what is the author trying to say about these characters? Is the character lost? Is the character grieving? Is the character a commander? Is the character a general? Is he a sergeant or is he a loser? Is the character an alcoholic? Is he a drug addict? Does he lament? Does he scream? My point is you have to identify the behavior. That comes through studying what the author is trying to communicate. Eugene O'Neill is a classic example because he grew up, his mother was a drug addict, his father was an alcoholic. He wrote about people that were afflicted. Once you understand that maddening landscape of living in that kind of a household, you have a much deeper understanding of what O'Neill's characters are going through and the incredible denial that they're living in. It's heartbreaking. And my point is that that's like a classic example. Not all writers are that identifiable, but I think that is, it's the first time you'll become intuitively, instinctively in touch with what you think the character is. It'll become automatically because you'll say, that character's doing this. That character's that way because his background, what he came from, and I think studying the social conditions of characters is very, very important. I once played a role where I listened to a man, I went to what's called the Drug Enforcement Agency, the DEA of New York. I went to them to get tapes. I said, I want to know who this man was. And I listened to a tape of him talking to his daughter, who was a Harvard graduate, law school, summa cum laude, tremendous doctorate in law. He was a drug dealer. And at one point in the conversation, he said to her, you know, my life changed when I made one choice. I should never have sold that to him. This man's life changed in 1 second. Changed his world. He became a major criminal. What a criminal in 1 second. And he's telling his daughter, who is a summa cum laude, Harvard graduate, understand me, I made a mistake. It's profound. When I understood this, I understood the rage, the profound anger this man had at himself for being so stupid as to make one choice like that. Changed his whole life, changed his daughter's life, his family's life, how the world looked at him. One stupid choice affected everything in his behavior. So that character became a very scary character because he was really angry. He was angry at society. He was angry at the world. But my point is, that's where an author will take you, and you then, as an actor, you have to go the further step. I went to the DEA, I said, show me a tape, I want to know, who is this guy that I'm studying? Who is this guy for real? When I heard that, then I really understood where the author was at. What justified his anger. Does that make sense to you?
Thank you so much.
Да,
Все, спасибо большое. Пожалуйста,
большое, thank you.
ваш
I want to tell you an anecdote that happened to me many years ago, already many years ago, in Romania. I was working with a very young, talented director, and I cultivated my relationship with him over 4 years. And we wanted to make this film that it was his dream to make this film. He was 27 years old. Brilliant kid. I mean brilliant. And an incredible filmmaker at a very young age. And
Christian Nemescu.
yeah. You heard the story maybe?
I don't know the story, but I love this movie so much.
So we're making the film, and I play a commander. Now, what does a commander do? He commands. He's a general. He organizes the troops. You're like a general. You should know what the hell you're doing at all times, you know? So there was a time in the film, for some reason, I felt disconnected from all my soldiers. I mean, as an actor, not as a soldier, as an actor. I felt completely disconnected from whom I was talking to. And I was really getting very angry at myself as an actor, because I said, I'm not connecting today. Nobody is listening to me. I don't feel like I'm driving my commanding authority home. You know? I got so despondent, I finally went to him, I said, you know what, can we just stop? I'm gonna stop. I don't wanna work anymore because I'm wrecking my performance. I'm not communicating, I'm not being heard, I'm not a commander, and I'm completely ineffective. I have to stop. And they said, oh, we don't have to stop. I said, yeah, we have to stop. He said, no. He says, why don't you be lost? And I looked at him and said, that's what I just said, I'm lost. I am lost, what's the problem? I'm telling you I'm lost. He said, no. Be lost. Be lost. I walked away. I was so fucking angry. I was ready to smack somebody in the head. What the hell is this kid? Be lost. And it dawned on me what he said. Why do we have to believe that our generals and our commanders have everything together every day? There are moments when even Napoleon was lost. An incredible place to journey as an actor, to have the courage to have nothing, to have the courage to offer nothing. Why? Because you have nothing to offer anymore. It was one of the greatest moments I've ever had as an actor, to have the courage to be on camera completely lost. That is the journey of what it means to be an actor. And that kid who died in a horrible auto crash right after the film was made, one of Romania's most gifted filmmakers ever, he died. It was a horrible death. It had such a deepening effect on my life, because here was this incredibly young man, 27, in the birth of his life, you know. The effect that thought had, that he could come from him, that he would know that, was an amazing experience as an actor. And I tell other actors, try it. Try it as an exercise. Try it. It was an incredible journey. That's it.
Пожалуйста, вот ваш вопрос, вот девушка, вот чуть дальше.